Why play Heimerdinger Top? Well, he's one of the best 1v2 champs in the game, he has great objective control, he zones enemies easily, and he deals tons of AoE damage. However, he is weaker if caught away from his turrets, and he can struggle into matchups which can easily deal with his turrets. Heimer's passive is he gains bonus movement speed when near his own turrets or allied towers. Heimer's Q places down a turret, and he can have up to 3 of these stored at one time. These will consistently shoot nearby enemies, prioritizing those Dong has recently attacked or used an ability against. In addition, they will also build up a beam attack which has additional range and deals great damage. Heimer's W is a skill shot which throws out 5 rockets dealing damage to enemies hit. For each rocket that hits an enemy champion, the turrets are granted 20% beam charge. So if you throw all 5 into the same target, the turrets will automatically shoot their beam attack. Heimer's E is a skill shot which throws a circle onto the floor which deals damage to all enemies hit and slows them. Enemies hit by the center are also stunned. And if the grenade hits an enemy champion, all turrets immediately fire their beam attack. Heimer's ult empowers his basic abilities. Heimer's Q will place down a large turret which works similar to his other turrets. However, it deals additional damage and all of the attacks slow. Heimer's empowered W launches 4 waves of missiles, and his empowered E throws out a larger grenade which bounces multiple times. For combos, if anyone walks into your towers, use an auto attack into your E, followed by an auto attack into your W for tons of damage, with your turrets firing off multiple beam attacks. If you're not set up, use your ultimate Q into your Q and E. Put down another turret with Q into your W before placing down your final turret and spamming away with more attacks. For matchups, Donger is great into champions who have to run at him, where he simply walks away and lets them die to his turrets. And he can struggle against champions who can easily kill his turrets. For runes, take this. Your turrets constantly proccing Comet works great. For build orders, start Ring and Pot into Leandries and tier 2 boots. After this, a Crystal Scepter and Zhonya's are great pickups before finishing your build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then E then W before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Teleport. As Heimerdinger, how you place down your turrets is incredibly important. A good default is to place them in a triangle where you have 2 forward and 1 back to fall back to. However, if you need to play more defensive, you can play the triangle with 1 forward and 2 back, which gives you more of a safety blanket to fall back to. And if your opponent has abilities which can kill multiple turrets at the same time, place them further apart. Starting the game, you want to get to lane quickly and start deploying your turrets. The sooner you place them down, the sooner you get your turret stacks. And having your turrets set up in lane immediately places a large area which your opponent can't play in. Keep being oppressive, knowing your opponent cannot walk up to your turrets without taking tons of damage, and if they ever do, an E and W with both the empowered beam attacks are silly amounts of damage. And when you hit level 6, you get a massive power spike with your upgraded Q. So if your opponent ever walks up, punish them. From here, with all your control, you want to take your enemy's tower, push out the wave safely, and group up with your team. Entering late game teamfights, play the backline mage. Ideally, you have your turrets set up, but it's not the end of the world if you have to set them up while fighting. Choose whether to use your ultimate Q for massive damage or ultimate E for utility, and prioritize landing your E and W to make sure your turrets fire their empowered beam.